And this is exactly the kind of scenario that they're going to be saying, aha, see, I told you, honey, I told you we did the right thing not retiring early. Look at what's happening to inflation. And this is the kind of thing just keeps people on a treadmill. Instead, hey, welcome back to Frank and Angie's Retire Early Lifestyle, and I'm sure it's occurred to some of you that something big is going on. And I'm going to show you here in a second in an infographic what's going on, and it's super relevant to today, and I'm sure it has a lot of people concerned, mostly people on a fixed income, and that includes people that are on investment fixed income, not just Social Security or pension or pension, but also people within the investment circles. They call it the 3% rule, which there's a background in this that says they've done studies through the decades saying that a 3% withdrawal rate from your investments is supposed to be safe and outlast all these scenarios. But as you shall see in a second, there's a scenario that, see, Americans have been kind of lulled. It's just normal to expect something that's been the same for the last, how many decades has inflation been 2 to 3%? It's since the 70s. That's like 50 years. That's almost everyone's life that's alive right now. So, yeah. Most people dismiss the idea that, well, sure, this could happen, that could happen, but it probably won't happen. But it is happening right now.
If you've never trusted, like me, that you could make plans forever for the rest of your retirement based on prescribed rules, like 3% rule, like 3% withdrawal off your investments, take a look at what's happening right now. We've got, all right, well, that's the U.S. markets, which are down. That's the small caps, the NASDAQ, S&P 500, Dow Jones. Japanese markets are down. And here we've got crude oil is way up, almost doubled since last year, and almost doubled. Gasoline has almost doubled, about 70% increase. Heating oil, again, another 70% increase. Natural gas, sideways. Cocoa's on its way up. Cotton's way up from just this year. Lumber's way up around almost 50%. Sugar's up. Gold is up. And silver's up. All the metals are all up. Live cattle and feeder cattle are down. See if your hamburger meat is still low priced at the grocery store. Soybeans way up about 50%. Soybean meal and soybean oil, everything up at least 50%. Corn up about 25-30%. Wheat over 50% on wheat. Rice 25%. Oats haven't gone up yet. So you're looking at 25 to 50% and up to 75% increases, and that's just this year. Within the last year. Bye-bye 3% rule. This doesn't even include the Schiller Housing Index. All right, this is the Schiller Housing Index. I modified the dates on it. This is just this year, last year, 2021. you can see here that the increase is roughly around 40%. 40% increase in 1 year in the Schiller Housing Index.
And so we see that the real inflation, it really is on the low end 25%, but up to 50% and 75%. That's the kind of inflation that will absolutely cause mayhem in everyone's retire early lifestyle plans. Now, on this channel, we've always espoused our lifestyle as something that people should aspire to do ASAP, not something you put aside and put off, and especially based on ideas such as, I mean, this inflation thing is a variable, right, in your calculations that is beyond your control. It's beyond everyone's control. So therefore, we have no control over, as I said, people have an expectation that things will remain the same as they have for 50 years. But what if? The point here is that it isn't within our control to keep it within that realm of 3%. That means Murphy's Law. If it can happen, it will happen. On our channel, we've always talked about doing things in such a way that you retain that control. It's all about having the control over how you deploy your resources, whereas with some of these retirement ideas, you're leaving so much to chance, meaning these things that you have no control over, which could show up, rear their ugly head, and ruin your plans. So what we advocate is a flexibility. The way that these things are planned is inflexible. You know, this has to happen, that has to happen, 3% rule has to happen, this amount of money has to happen. It's too inflexible. So it starts out with flexibility, which ends up being a way to keep control over your deployment of your finances, and which ultimately gives you the confidence to engage in your retire early lifestyle ASAP right now. There's a lot of people, lots and lots of people sitting around in fear. I've talked about this before. And this is exactly the kind of scenario that they're going to be saying, aha, see, I told you, honey, I told you we did the right thing not retiring early. Look at what's happening to inflation. And this is the kind of thing just keeps people on a treadmill. Instead, there is a solution. Flexibility, control, and confidence. That flexibility gives you control, which gives you confidence. So it's a three-legged stool. We help people do this. We help people engage in flexibility, regain control over their life, and get that confidence you need based on not hocus pocus pie in the sky feelings, feely-touchy confidence, real confidence that comes from, wow, look at what I can do, look at what we can do. And our whole channel has been about that all along. Look at what we can do, look at how we can do it. Yeah, confidence, that's what we're talking about. All right, hope you got something out of that. Have a wonderful day.